Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Kayanarich, and if you don't know who I am, now you know, sis. So don't forget to hit the subscribe, like this video, and make some comments at the bottom. For those of you who do know me, today's video is about getting ready with me. So a lot of times, a lot of people have been asking me like, what's my skincare? What is everything? I will do my skincare routine in a different video, but I figured that I would kind of just show you guys what I do from start to finish when I'm getting ready. As you can see, I've just gotten out the shower. So let's get this going. So first and foremost, what I do is, I've already done it, so I'm not going to do it in this video, but basically what I do is I go in with my BADESCU skincare spray, and I pretty much spray this all over my face and neck. You do have to, of course, wait for it to dry. You don't want to do anything on your face until it's actually dried and settled into your face. After that, I go in with my FARSÁLI Rose Gold Skin Mist. I actually really love this spray. You can see the gold flakes in there as well. I just really love this spray. It really makes my face feel energized. It really, really, really does wonders in the morning when I'm just tired and I don't want to do anything. And then next, what I do is I usually just go in with like a lip balm, like any type of lip balm, but I try to put that on my lips in the beginning of me getting ready, because it just really makes any application go on smooth, because I've already kind of moisturized my lips way ahead in advance. So first and foremost, we are going to start off with brows. So I go in with my Precisely My Brow from Benefit. Here it is, Precisely My Brow from Benefit in shade 6. There is two kinds of Benefit brow, so please make sure, if you're trying to go for the exact look that I do go for, please make sure that you are using the one with the fine tip like this. There is one that's like an angled brush that I particularly don't like. So we are gonna go in with brows. And I just basically, as you guys know, with the brows, you just want to, I like my brows to be like as natural as possible. You want to make sure that when you're doing the outline, of course, you are hitting it a little bit darker than when you are going in to like the middle of the eyebrow, because you need the outline, right? So you want to make sure that you're going in nice and dark. And then you just kind of gradually lighten it up. Now for me, I like to make sure my eyebrows are filled, so I'll push it down, see where the blank areas are, and then I just kind of push it back up. So next, after we do our eyebrows, is I go in with my FARSÁLI Rose Gold Beauty Oil. And this just really, really, really helps with my foundation application when I'm putting it on. And you just gently put it on your face. I also do rub this on my lips, just additional moisture. And you want to make sure that you rub this in well. So if you have dry skin, then you want to make sure that you're really rubbing this into the areas that your skin is dry. For me, it's like my T-zone. With my FENTY Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Concealer. Boom, in 340. And I'm going to take an angled brush. Now, when you're using the angled brush, Could be really any brush, but I use like just a regular angled wooden brush, and I just kind of tip a little bit of my concealer. This is going to be for under my eyebrows, and you just line that up. Then remember, always push the concealer down, because this will help prime your eye anyways for whatever eyeshadow you decide to wear. And it also really, really, really does help with the fact that you put the oil. It just lets everything glide. So it kind of avoids you having to do a lot of blending. You can, of course, just kind of go over. Now, before I go into my face, next is eyeshadow. So for me, I always start off with like a natural base color. So I'm going to go in with the Morphe 350 Nature Glow palette. And I'm going to use shade So Fetch. And I'm going to use this with just a regular round brush, and we're going in with So Fetch. So this is really just to kind of make my eye bed natural, so that any other color that I do decide to put on, it kind of just looks like it's really blending in. It really has a good effect on in terms of blending. So you're just gonna go put this shade. The next, I go in with Bake in the same palette. So Bake is right here. And I put this on the outside. Now, the color that I'm wearing today is black. But it's a little black dress, but I'm not gonna do black dark eyes. I think that if I'm gonna wear dark clothes, then have a pop of color. So next, I'm gonna go in with my Morphe 352 Second Nature palette. It's my fave as well, as you guys know. And I'm gonna go in with Flux. So Flux is this here. They all pretty much are like similar in color. I just wanna have a lot of different variations of the bronze. Okay, cool. Now, for the sake of me wearing black, I'm thinking that I'm gonna go with something bright. So first and foremost, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back into the Second Nature 2 palette, and I'm going to use Ablaze. Ablaze. Just go in with blending brush. Just go in with like a blending brush, just to kind of blend out the edges. Now, don't get too afraid when you see a lot of color, because the good thing is that you can always go in with your browns and really blend everything else out. So like, I feel like I have too much color, but I'm not too stressed out because I'll be able to manipulate it into the way that I want it to look. So before you proceed, I go in again with a blending kind of brush. And I go back in with Flux. And I just beat Flux around the edge. And everything else you can clean up. That's why I like doing my eyes before I do like any foundation, because in case you need to clean it up, you can clean it up. And then I go in with a little brush like this, just a regular little brush. I go back in with my concealer. And I just pat down on my crease here, the concealer. Okay, so now that you've pretty much applied your base of concealer, cool. So now that I've applied my base of concealer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with like a little brush. And I'm going to go in with the James Charles, which I was so against using this palette. I'm going to go in with the James Charles palette. And I'm going to use B. I hope you can see the distant press on my face. Here. And I'm going to lay the yellow on top. Now, I have found quite a few times with this particular palette. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go in with a bigger brush. This particular palette, the yellow does not really hold. Like, I have patted down the yellow, I have wet my brush. I've pretty much done everything that I possibly, as a little beginner, could have thought of doing to really get this color to sit, and it doesn't work. So as you can see, I've gotten it to sit a little bit. It's much better than what I was anticipating, so that's good. And I'm just going to do it with the other eye. So now that I've gotten that, I'm gonna go in with another brush. And I'm using still in the same James Charles palette. So code James, I'm gonna use code James. Actually, I'm gonna do 10% off. So this one here. And this is just gonna go right in the crease of the yellow. Okay, and I'm just gonna use my brush and dab the yellow a little bit more. Shooting shots, why? Tell me the things you want to. Okay. And then at the top, I'm just gonna blend it in with my blending brush. I'm just blending it in now. Just blending the top in so that it doesn't look so harsh. A little wet cloth that you have, and I'm just wiping away the excess or extra eyeshadow. Okay, now I go in with my foundation brush. I go in with my FENTY, of course, Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Long Lasting Foundation in shade 350. You know what's going on, sis. You know what's going on. So I use my brush and I just dab all over my face. And it's perfect because the oil has now gotten into my skin, leaving my skin really smooth. As you can see, the foundation is going on with like no issues at all because I've allowed the, well, granted, Fenty's just bomb, but I've also allowed the oil to stay in my skin. I personally want a little bit more coverage, so whenever I feel like I want a little bit more coverage, then I just go in a second time. You don't have to. It is matte, so it does hold it down pretty well for the most part. But if you know that you're going to be out, like I know I'm going to be out tonight, and I know that I'm going to be out for a little bit, so I want to make sure. Now, with my forehead, I don't really apply much foundation to my forehead. I don't like it. Like, it just never blends properly, I should say. Okay, now I'm going back in with my concealer again. Now I use my beauty blender, but to moisturize my beauty blender, of course it's a little damp, but I do use my spray, my Mario spray on my beauty blender. And we just go in. So I have two setting powders, or yeah, baking powders that I usually use. Now, if I want to have like a really baby doll face, which is what I'm going for today, then I will use the MERCIER setting powder. Now, the reason why I say that is because it almost has like a, it doesn't have like a skin tone. It's almost just like white, right? So I usually, what you can do is I have like a banana setting powder as well. And what I usually do is I'll mix the two. So I have them both in the lid. And I just go in. Now, while it's setting, I go back in with my blender and I just pat it down. Okay, now I've decided that I want to put some of the yellow from the James Charles palette under my eye. So now's the time. Then I go in with a big brush. Just to brush away the extra yellow. Now I go in with my Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r setting powder in Hazelnut. So I'm tone Hazelnut. Now I'm 350 in the foundation, so Hazelnut works well for me. It works really well for me actually, and I never feel like my face is not covered enough. I'm gonna go It smells so good. Like, it smells unbelievably good. This powder always gets me dirty. So. Pro Filt'r, Fenty, you ain't have to, Riri, wifey, you ain't have to kill us like this in all aspects of life. You ain't have to kill the makeup game. You ain't have to kill, sis. That's real black girl magic, y'all. Go in with my white liner. Okay, so now that I have gone ahead and pretty much finished off my face in terms of eyeshadow and all that good stuff, now I go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit in medium to tan. I use an angled brush and I go in with this tone here. Now I actually replaced it. This is not what's in the contour kit. This is actually like you can buy the little fillers in on Sephora, and so this is actually like one shade darker. You don't want to go too crazy. So just go back in, blend it out. Now, unfortunately, baby doll look does involve a little bit of your nose, but I don't do too much. So just use like a little angled brush and kind of just define my nose. And I just kind of blend it out. Use my finger. and rub some of it out. Just here. Then I go in next with my Fashion Fair. I'm rolling my eyes because I'm just really Beauty Blush in Plump Rich. And I just use regular brush and I just dip it right in. A little bit this contour, so buffered out. Okay, now going with my highlight. Today I was gonna use silver, but based off the look, I'm gonna use the highlight that's in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. You just, I like to put some of it up at the top of my eyebrow. And then of course, you just gently spread some here. Okay, now before I do my lips, I go in with the mist. You want to set it away from your face, like definitely farther away, because you don't want too much of it to actually sit on your face. You just want the mist. Starters, I use Hair Store, Beauty Supply Store, regular lip balm, and my Fenty gloss balm. Brown lip liner is what we will need. And really any kind of like nude lip. So I go in with my brown liner. Go in with my lipstick. And I go in with my lip gloss, not too much. And boom, there we have it. Makeup is done, sis. Now, let's get to the clothes.